Hello and welcome to the 2020 Democratic primary. Today is February 23rd, 2020, and we've had 3 states have primaries or caucuses. Iowa, which has now gone through, New Hampshire's gone through, and yesterday was Nevada. I had a live stream on Nevada yesterday. We did very well. And next Saturday, I will have a live stream on South Carolina, so check that out next Saturday. Before we get started, please subscribe. We are only 6 subscribers away from hitting 200, so please subscribe now. I'd really appreciate it, and let's get started. So currently, we're going to go to RCP. Sanders has averaged 12.1 lead in the race. Biden collapsing, and Buttigieg having a slight return. Klobuchar on the rise. We have already 3 results in through states. Nevada still counting, but we're going to put forward what they already have and the rest of the prediction of that. So in Iowa, 13 for Buttigieg, 12 for Bernie Sanders, 8 for Warren, 6 for Biden, and Klobuchar got 1. There's one that's still contested, but it is most likely to go to Buttigieg, which puts Buttigieg as the winner of the Iowa caucuses. Moving on to the New Hampshire primary, it was a tie in delegates, but Bernie Sanders won the popular vote by about 4,000. Only Klobuchar, Pete Buttigieg, and Sanders had gained delegates. Let's go to New Hampshire. So Sanders achieved 9, Buttigieg gained 9, and Klobuchar got 6. In Nevada, let's move on. There's currently 10 delegates that have been given, which have all been to Bernie Sanders. So in Nevada, 10. And this is where we stand currently, with Sanders in first place with 31, Buttigieg in second with 23, Warren in third place with 8, Klobuchar in fourth with 7, Buttigieg, Biden in fifth for delegates, and Bloomberg, Gabbard, and Steyer have 0 delegates at this current point. But we are going to finish off Nevada, which I see Joe Biden is in second place, currently at 20% CCDs. So if he gained actually about the 20%, he'd gain 8 delegates. Pete Buttigieg is currently at 15.3. So that'd be about 6. And the rest of the candidates have dropped below 15. So first, Sanders will probably move up to about 15, 16. Biden will move up to about 11. 9 maximum I see for Buttigieg. I could see Sanders getting possibly 16. Yeah, I think he would get about 16. So this is where I would think after the Nevada caucuses are finished and Iowa adds its final delegate in. So let's move on to the other races, which next up is South Carolina. I will be live streaming that, so go check that out next Saturday. Currently, Biden has a average 3-point lead. That is not a good sign for him. At one point, he was leading by about 30 points almost, or about 40%, and has dropped to 24.5% and a 3-point lead. I do still see Biden winning here. Hold on, what was so Steyer, Sanders, and Biden have over a 15%. So Biden will probably gain about 20. Sanders will probably get about 17, 18. Actually, Biden probably would get about 22, 19 for Sanders, and about 13 for Steyer. Steyer did not do too well in the second vote in Nevada. He dropped down to 3%. He was about 10% in the first vote, but I think it's about 80% of his voters are open to change. Moving on to, where is it, Super Tuesday. In California, Sanders has an average 11-point lead. That is a very good sign for him. So first, I do think Sanders will win the California primary. He'll probably gain about 203 delegates. Followed behind is Biden, probably gaining about 109, 112. Bloomberg will gain, actually, Warren may gain delegates. It'll be pretty close. But actually, yeah, I could see her gaining delegates. Bloomberg did not perform too well in that debate, as well as Warren did hit back at Bloomberg hard enough to gain some support and could actually drop somewhat for Sanders, but I see Bloomberg's future polling coming out as a lot lower than it was. Next up, Texas, where Sanders leads by 2.5 points. That is also a very good sign for him. He was not expected to win Texas, so I do think he'll probably get around 90, 80, 84-ish delegates. Followed behind is Biden closely with about 70, 73. And Bloomberg and Warren will gain the rest, which is about 40. I think Warren would get slightly higher than Bloomberg, but let me lower Sanders slightly and Biden. $70, yeah. There we go. Actually, no, that's the wrong one. I was trying to get Bloomberg to 38 and Warren to 39. In North Carolina, Sanders has an average 2-point lead. As of this time, I could see him winning there, and that would also spew some bad signs for Biden. That is also supposed to be one of his big states that is supposed to absolutely go to him, and if that's already showing signs of Sanders winning there, and polling is slightly favoring Biden. Like, I made a video on Nevada caucus prediction where I took the polls versus the results, and Biden is usually favored about 3% more than his actual results, and I think that's a good indicator as of this time. There's only 3 states in. I had it as 2 states. As the more states come in, it'll become more and more accurate in predicting new results. But for Sanders, I could see him gaining about 43 delegates. Bloomberg and Biden will gain probably about, Biden will probably get about 35. And, yeah, I could see Bloomberg probably getting the third, actually, probably about 30. Biden will probably get about 37 delegates. In Massachusetts, it's mixed. It's had Sanders, it's had Biden, it's had Warren lead. This is Warren's home state, and she, in my opinion, performed very well in the last debate. I do see her winning her home state. It'll be very close, though, with her and Sanders. Biden will come in third. In Maine, this is also a back-and-forth state, but there's only been one poll new out in the last 4 months, which shows Sanders up 9 points, and I do agree. I think Sanders will win. Probably getting about 9. Warren would probably gain about 6 delegates. Biden 5, and Bloomberg 4. In Virginia, Sanders and Bloomberg are currently at a tie, but Bloomberg doing bad in his last debate will help Biden's numbers, in my opinion. It'll also help Sanders slightly too, and Warren, but I do see Biden edging this one out very narrowly. In Minnesota, Klobuchar is in the lead. This is her home state. She's the senator there, and she's very popular as well. She's been doing better in the debates, in my opinion, but in the last one, she didn't do as well after getting attacked by Buttigieg. In her defense, I'm not advocating for what Buttigieg did or not. I am just saying how she defended herself there. I think she did decent, but not well enough. I do see her winning her home state, though. Probably gaining about 28 delegates. Sanders would probably get about 23. And Warren would come next with about 13 and 12. I think her and Biden. Actually, isn't Biden not doing too well there? Yeah. So it would just be these top three. There we go. That's my final prediction for Minnesota. Utah, Sanders plus 13. I agree with that. Biden would only gain 5 delegates. Colorado, Sanders plus 1. I think Sanders would win Colorado more than it's saying. I think he would gain about 25, 26 delegates. Warren probably would gain about 19. Biden would probably gain about 14, 15, 16. You raised this slightly. I had it lower than I wanted it to be. There we go. That's my prediction for Colorado. Sanders winning with 28, Warren 21, and Biden with 18. Oklahoma, Bloomberg plus 6 after the debate performance, as well as this poll not having 100% in or even near 90%. This is, I think, about 70% or 60% showing. I do see Sanders winning Oklahoma, probably gaining about 14. Bloomberg doing very well there. He'd probably gain about 11. And Biden, I think, would gain 8. So let me adjust this slightly. There we go. That's my prediction for Oklahoma. I'm going to move this window. Okay, load. This is Michigan, where the latest poll has finally come out after 3 months, showing Sanders winning by 9 points. I do agree that Sanders will win the state of Michigan, gaining roughly 48 delegates. Followed behind would be, well, it's showing Biden, Bloomberg, Warren, Buttigieg. So Biden would probably gain 20, about 30 delegates, and then it'd be about 25 and 22 for Bloomberg. If you didn't know, this prediction is based upon the best possible performance by any candidate without dropping out. In Wisconsin, there's finally been also a new poll after a month and a half. Sanders plus 17. I don't think he would lead that much, but I do see him winning the state by a good margin. He'd probably get about 34 delegates. Followed behind would be Sanders with about Biden with about 27, 26, and Warren would get about 17 delegates. Pennsylvania, Sanders +5. I do see Sanders at this time winning Pennsylvania, getting about 40, 50. How many delegates? There's 153, so he'd probably gain about 66 delegates. Biden would probably get about 54. And I think Warren would gain about 33 delegates. For the next state, what is it? Florida, Biden +15. I don't think Biden is up 15 points there. It's showing Bloomberg's up 5. I don't think Bloomberg would win. I think Biden would still win, but it would be close. I think it'd be about 97 for Biden, 82 for Sanders, and 40 for Bloomberg. Actually, let me lower this slightly. I think Bloomberg would do slightly better than that. 56. In Illinois, this is the first pullout there. Sanders up 5 points, followed behind Bloomberg with 17, Biden with 14, Buttigieg with 13. I do agree. I think that Sanders would win the state of Illinois, probably by about 65. Okay, 65. Bloomberg and Biden would be the other candidates to gain delegates there. Bloomberg, I think, would get about 32. Biden would get about 45. Adjust these slightly. It's 39. There we go. That's my prediction for Illinois. New Jersey, Sanders +2. I do think Sanders will win, probably gaining about 40-ish delegates. Bloomberg is doing pretty good there. I do think he'll win probably about 30. Biden will probably get about 35. And I think Sanders would be 42. For Vermont, Sanders +38, getting 51%. I do think that he will win his home state. Probably getting about 13 delegates, and Buttigieg getting 3. In the state of Georgia, there's been one new pullout showing Biden winning by about 18 points. I agree. Maybe slightly lower than that, but I do think Biden will win the state of Georgia, probably getting about 55 delegates. Sanders would probably get about 29, and Bloomberg will probably get about 21. In Arkansas, Bloomberg +1. As of now, I think Biden could win Arkansas again, and I'm going to give it to him. But it'll be close. I think it'll be 12, 10, and 9 for Bloomberg. Washington, Sanders +5. I think Sanders will win Washington more than that. I think he'll win about 47 delegates. Warren, hold on, let me lower these slightly. Warren would probably get about 25. and Biden would get the rest of the 24, so almost a tie between Warren and Biden there. And the rest, I'm going to go off of the current standings where what I predict. Or we're going to start, we're going to finish off the Northeast. So Rhode Island, I predict will be won by Sanders, probably gaining about 9. Biden would get about 6, and Bloomberg will get about 6. In Connecticut, I also believe Sanders will win here, getting about 25. Biden will get about 15, and Bloomberg will get about 9. Delaware, this is Biden's state. He will definitely win here, getting about 9. Sanders getting about 10 and 7. Biden getting 10 and winning. Maryland is also going to be a Biden state. He'll win it by about 33 delegates. Sanders will get about 28, and I think Bloomberg will get about 18. In D.C., this will definitely be a Biden area as well, giving him about 8 delegates, 5 for Sanders and 4 for Bloomberg. In New York, this is Bloomberg's state. I don't think he will win. I think Sanders will win, getting about 104 delegates. Biden getting about 53, and Bloomberg getting about 67 delegates. Moving on to the Midwest, we're going to go into Ohio. I think Sanders will win Ohio, getting about 58 delegates. Biden getting about 31. Buttigieg getting about let me lower Biden slightly and Sanders slightly, and Warren getting 29. In Indiana, I think Pete Buttigieg will win his state, getting about 29 delegates, and Sanders coming closely behind with 27, Biden getting 14. In West Virginia, I think Sanders will win, getting about 12, Sanders getting about 6, and Warren getting about, actually, Buttigieg getting about 6. In Kentucky, I see Sanders winning here with 22 delegates. Biden getting about 17, and Buttigieg getting 7. In Tennessee, I also see Sanders winning there, getting about 31 delegates, 24 for Biden, actually 30 for Sanders, and 10 for Buttigieg. In Missouri, I also see Sanders winning there, getting about 29 delegates. Sanders getting about, Biden getting about 22, and Bloomberg getting 17. We're going to move into the South now. Alabama, I too see Biden winning there, getting about 22 delegates. Sanders getting about 14, and Bloomberg getting about 16. In Mississippi, I also see Biden winning there, getting about 17 delegates. Sanders getting about 13, and Bloomberg, actually 12 for Sanders, 6 for Bloomberg. In Louisiana, I see also a Biden win here, getting about 27 delegates, 13 for Sanders and 10 for Bloomberg. We now have about 3/4 in, and Sanders leads. We're going to move into the West now. North Dakota, I see as a Sanders win, getting 8 delegates. Biden getting 3, and Warren getting 3. In South Dakota, I also see Sanders winning there, getting 7. Biden getting 4, and Klobuchar getting 3. In Nebraska, I see Sanders winning there, getting 11. Biden getting 7, and Warren getting 7. Why is it? Oh, I thought it could take Kansas. For Kansas, Sanders would win with 14. Biden gets 10, and Warren gets 9. In Montana, Sanders wins there, getting 7, close behind Warren with 6, and Biden with 3. In Wyoming, Sanders would also win there, getting 6, Biden getting 4, and Warren getting 3. In Idaho, this is also a Sanders area, getting about 10 delegates, Biden getting 6, and Warren getting 4. In Oregon, Sanders wins there as well, getting about 28 delegates, Biden getting 15, and Warren getting 9. In New Mexico, another Sanders area, getting 14 delegates for him there, Biden getting 10, and Warren getting 5. Arizona, I also see at this time Sanders winning there, getting 29 delegates, Sanders getting 25, and Warren getting 13. In Hawaii, this is another Sanders area, 10 delegates for him there. Biden gets 7, and Warren gets 5. In Alaska, another Sanders area, 7 delegates for him there. Biden gets 4, and Warren gets 3. Puerto Rico, Sanders wins there, getting about 26 delegates, Biden getting 17, and Buttigieg getting 8. In the U.S. Virgin Islands, Sanders wins with 3 delegates, Biden gets 2, and Warren gets 1. Actually, no, Buttigieg gets 1. And, which one will we do next? In Guam, Sanders wins there, Biden gets 2, and Buttigieg gets 1, as well as here. Sanders gets 3, Biden gets 2, and Buttigieg gets 1. Democrats abroad, seven for Sanders, 3 for Biden, and 3 for Buttigieg. And pre-super delegates, Sanders in first with 1,550 delegates. Biden in second with 1,154. Warren in third with 434. Actually, no, Bloomberg's in third with 440. Then Warren with 434. Buttigieg with 135. Klobuchar with 42. Steyer with 13. And Gabbard in last with 0. Moving into the super delegates, this would be, in my opinion, mostly dominated by Biden and Bloomberg. So I think Biden would get about 242. Bloomberg would get about 190. Sanders would get about 180. Warren would get about 70-ish, and Buttigieg would get about 78. Actually, hold on, let me adjust these slightly. I forgot there's a couple other candidates. Klobuchar would get about 42, 46. Steyer would get 3. And this would be my final prediction as of right now, which is February 23rd, 2020. We have just finished off with the Nevada caucuses. Some results are still being reported. Sanders with 1,730. Biden with 1,389, Warren with 505, Bloomberg with 591, 213 for Buttigieg, 88 for Klobuchar, and 16 for Steyer. Thank you for watching. Please go subscribe, like the video, as well as hit the notification bell to get notified when new videos come out. Bye.